today we're going to present you the team called CD Móstoles URGC, which is the denomination for Universidad Rey Juan Carlos. So first of all, let's have a little insight of the club and how it works more in depth. So first of all, CD Móstoles is a non-profit club which is directed by Alfredo José González Montaño. It's composed of 56 teams with more than 1,000 players and composed of female and male of all ages that are looking for to develop in the football industry. Then the philosophy of the club is really important to understand if we want to see how they want to work and establish new things in the future. So the club is based on the way that players arrive to success, but not on the success. It's all the pathway that it's make to success that they focus on. They assume all the positive and the negative outcome, which means if, because they didn't focus on the result, they lose a game or they get relegated, it's fine because the way they did it will help them more than the result itself. Also, there are 3 principles in the clubs to maximize the learning process and the potential of every player in the club. The first principle is the training. It is important that the club gives an adequate structure and a working method to all the players for them to be successful and to enhance their learning. The second thing is education. Values are important, and the club values are the ones that needs to be promoted through the whole academy and the teams of the club. They all work towards a common goal. They also base themselves a lot on the role of coexistence and disciplinary to have a collective and individual discipline that's shown on everyday basis, trainings, games. The respect needs to be there to always prioritize and to work towards an objective. Finally, the last thing is fun, because Móstoles is not a professional club. Fun is a very big part for all the players, which are the youngest to also the oldest. They really need to take fun to be able to increase their level of involvement and progression throughout their time in Móstoles Football Club. And finally, the club wants to ensure that for those who have the potential to reach higher level and who wants to play in professional football, they are the most prepared as they can to fulfill this dream.
Yes, so for the Canvas model, the main value propositions are creating an international football program, creating a new branch associated with another sport such as paddle, tennis and basketball, and also transportation, because nowadays we see like Real Madrid, their young players arrive to the stadium with a bus, and we saw that giving this transportation like type for the players will give them more confidence and live the life of a professional player. The customer segments. First of all, it's obvious to have the Universidad de Juan Carlos and the Móstoles residents, and also the customer involved in Universidad de Juan Carlos looking for a structured football program. Relationships, we have the club shops, community events that happens like in Christmas, New Year, or at the end of the season. And we have a collaboration with companies and team assessments at the end of the year. It's individually and collectively. The channels, social medias, and end of season assessments of teams individually and collectively, local newspapers, and end of season tournament. The key partners are the University of Rey Juan Carlos, the City Hall of Móstoles, which is a very big partner in this club, the Pro Liga, and the club itself, Móstoles. Key activities, we have an agreement with Estrella Academy. They give individual trainings once per week, and a collaboration agreement with Real Madrid. We have an annual tournament, and the first team participates in the 3rd RFEF, which is a semi-professional, aiming to reach a professional level. key resources, we have the campus of Iker Casillas and Móstoles, where the teams at the end of the week happens, all categories, players of course, staff, equipment, Luanvi the sponsor, and such as we have also like restaurant, Urban Poke Móstoles, and the clinic, Ortopedia, and the Mercado Cuatro Caminos. For the revenue streams, players' fees, football money, merchandising, concessions, and sponsors. Cost structures, we have the facilities, the equipment, salaries, international ads, buses, and scouts.
So as my friend Imad told you guys, we are having value propositions about the first thing is international football program. It's quite a famous program these days in Madrid, and we want to get in students from international abroad so that we can have a program where we can tap into a new market. We are also looking at other sports because we do understand that other than football, there are other sports, multi-sports, where we can get our team in basketball. So we have a we have a partnership with University Juan Carlos, so we can use the basketball courts over there. They have a lot of paddle courts in the nearby area. And again, tennis is a very popular sport in Spain, so it's a good way to get more teams. Also, we are looking into transportation, as currently the players are going on their own, so we want to make it a bit more professional. So we want to pick up the kids and drop them to the facility, so the bus will come and pick up and drop them to their spot. And we move on to...
So now we have customer relationships. For customer relationships, we focus on community gatherings such as holiday facilities to promote more club camaraderie amongst families, players, and the community of Móstoles. Since the club is based around the Móstoles area, with community gatherings, it creates a more fluid and transparent connection with the club and the community around them. We have team and individual assessments to provide feedback of progress of players to keep clients more up to date with the seasons ongoing. So this is throughout the season where the club and the teams can create a better relationship with players, staff, and coaches, along with parents, so that everyone is in the loop with what's happening in the season. We also have offered discounts from companies collaborated with to clients and exclusive offers to club members. Being part of the club, you have benefits to physiotherapy, which allows a better relationship with players and the club.
So for customer segments, we are looking for a structured football program necessary to achieve individual goals. And beneficial offer for Móstoles players, we have our Estrella Academy, where players from CD Móstoles, they are paying 45 euros, while the players who are from outside, they get to pay 65 euros. So this is an offer, beneficial offer for the local players. We're also looking for customers in and around the Móstoles area, because we found out that most of the customers we have are living around nearby, so it's easy to target them. And we have as I said before, we have a tie-up with Universidad Juan Carlos. So we are looking at the students who are studying there. Maybe we can enroll them into our program. So for that, we are looking that we can create a kind of a workshop there, try to select players from the university and try to get them into the senior team or the B team according to their level.
I'd just like to add to what he said. We highlighted here that there's beneficial offer for Móstoles players because it's not only open, the customers aren't, it's not only open to players of Móstoles, but outside of Móstoles too.
And also, I would like to show that this is our football masculino, which is all the teams we have currently in the academy, and football femenino, all the different teams we have. So as we said, we have 56 teams and more than 1,000 players currently playing in our academy.
So channels. in the modern day, social media platforms are very important. Móstoles has a Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok channels with over thousands of followers. They communicate through emails, WhatsApp groups, and also the local newspaper. End of season assessments for teams, collective and individual assessments are channels also as a way of communicating with customers and clients, well, with clients. The end of season tournament, youth football tournament called Estrella de Móstoles, where teams like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and etc., clubs from outside of Madrid, is a channel for Móstoles because it allows the club to show itself beyond Móstoles. It promotes club exposure beyond the Móstoles area and beyond Madrid.
Especially the name Estrella de Móstoles, it's Stars of Móstoles. That means we give an exposure for the players and families also.
And it's really important as well. You can see here that there is a journal article that shows like the results of players coming from this academy that now playing in professional football, and it's promoted to all the local newspaper, to Móstoles, to attract new players to see, because they promote success. So when they show this, people are more interested in joining and seeing if they can have also the same success as they have.
So, as the main key partners, we have the University of Rey Juan Carlos, where are the facilities, the main facilities, the football pitch and the paddle tennis courts also. The City Hall of Móstoles, it's a very good and a very big partner also. The club and the Pro Liga. The Pro Liga, it's where, because as we know, the first team plays in the third RFEF, and where I work with the Cadete A, they play in the Super League. That means they play against Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. This gives a very big exposure for the players to get in contact with like more professional players and see around them the most talented players.
So coming back to key activities, the Estrella Academy. So this is a different academy. It's a special program to improve individual technique through more specific and individualized work. So here we are trying to improve players individually. Also we have the collaboration with Real Madrid. And Real Madrid has full confidence in the training and work that CD Móstoles is doing. And they are in constant and close communication that is beneficial for both clubs. And we try to also organize pre-season friendlies with them. And then this is the tournament. Again, we're talking about the annual tournament. We spoke in the previous slide. And in this tournament, we are getting a lot of teams, good teams, international teams. You guys must have known about Club America from Mexico. They also came last year. So this is the tournament we are organizing every year. And finally, the first team, which is participating in the third REFF. And the team is currently doing pretty well. They are third in the table and they are fighting for promotion.
Then we have the key resources. So first of all, the pitch where all the academy trains is called Campus de Carcassias. So they have various pitches there with the pitches where they train. Then there is the players, as we mentioned, more than thousands. The staff as well, that we need to take into account, which is big. The equipment, and Rugby, which is the main sponsor of the club, which gives the logo on the shirt and where we can buy on their website all the different equipment that we require when we follow the club and we're a supporter. Also, there are, like as we mentioned before, the different shops that trust Móstoles, like Mercado Cuatro Caminos, Ortopedia Neoforma, a clinic of physiotherapy, and also Urban Poké Móstoles, which are some shops that give some discounts to people who want to go there and say that they are linked with Móstoles Football Club.
As for the cost structure, we have the facilities, equipment, staff salary, scout, because if we want to open the international program, we have to send scout outside Madrid to the US, the UK, and especially South America. And this one will we should like pay for the hotel of the scout and all these things, the buses, and the international ads.
It's important to understand that this is linked to the value proposition. So this is the cost from what we decided to add through the value proposition. And finally, we have the revenue cost. So first of all, the player fees is the main revenue of the club. Also the football money. So if we want to create another branch with another sports, it is essential to take some of this money that we receive in the football side, and then we can also put it to create a basketball brand or tennis or paddle. Then the merchandising with the sponsored rugby, as we mentioned before, and everything that comes around. The concession is during games. You have some food that is provided that people can buy to enjoy themselves. So this is another resource revenue of the club, and finally sponsors as well that gives money to have some more to be more viewed also in the Móstoles area.
So to summarize what we just said, to grow the club beyond Móstoles by branching out and investing in an international market, as well as offering opportunities for other sports aside from football. Our aim is to create an overall club growth, not just in the football sector, but the club as like a company. You know, to reach out outside of football, creating other sports. We noted that not changing anything because the football branch in Móstoles is well in place. What we're trying to do is to improve and add to what is already there and not change,
Not replace.
what has been going well for them. To allow athletes to practice and discover other sports, to develop their knowledge and potential, being able to arrive at the same level of what the football club of Móstoles achieves. So this is beyond football.
Thank you.
Gareth,